So let's have a conversation. You're moving. You're moving. I am coming from Jonah 1. And I'm just going to read a few passages because a lot of us focus on him being swallowed up by a whale, right? But let's go before that. This is the part I think we miss or we skip over. So Jonah 1 says, the word of the Lord came to Jonah. The word of the Lord came to Jonah. Go to the great city of Nineveh and preach against it, because its wickedness has come up before me. He gave him instructions in what to do. How many of us has he given us instructions and told us what to do? But Jonah ran away from the Lord and headed for Tarsus. He went down to Jaffa, where he found a ship bound for that port. After paying his fare, he went aboard and sailed for Tarsus to flee from the Lord. So he was running from what God told him to do. He needed him to go and warn them about their sin and their wickedness. But this is the problem. Sometimes we know what we're supposed to do, but we run away from it. So just because he ran, he went and got on a boat. He went in a complete opposite direction, the opposite direction of what he was told to do. And what happened was, on this ship, chaos broke out. The winds were crazy, the sea was crazy, like the boat was about to sink. And the sailors are like, wait, hold on. Like, this wasn't happening before. Like, who is the issue? So they prayed to their God, who did not answer them. And then when they saw him sleeping, Jonah sleeping, they're like, how could you sleep through this? Like, go and pray to your God so we don't perish. So when he prayed, they said, like, who are you? And he's like, oh, I'm a Jew. And who is the Lord your God, the God who created the sea and the earth and the heavens? And they're like, are you kidding me? So he knew who he served. He knew the power that his God carried. And then they even saw it, which terrified them. And it was like, hold on, what do we need to do to you so this can stop? So what they also saw, there's so many parts of this story, which is so insane. They saw that their God that they were worshiping, which was completely different from the God that he's serving, didn't even answer them. But when he said who he was serving, they knew the power that he carried. So they said, like, what are we supposed to do? And he said, just throw me overboard. So even in that part, he knew that the faith that he had, that God was going to save him. Because if I'm going to say throw me overboard, I don't know what's going to happen to me. Am I going to die or something? But he was like, just throw me overboard. Throw me overboard. So even he still had faith up until that point, which is so crazy. Because he knew he was going to save him. He still knew he was going to save him, even after he was disobedient and he did not do what he was told to do. How crazy is that? So when you look at our lives, right, we know what we're supposed to do. Are we doing it? No. And then what happens is we want fast results and all these different things, but we're not even doing what we're supposed to do. Or we're running away from the assignment when he clearly told us what to do. And if he's telling us what to do, he's going to be with us. We don't got to do it alone. So if you need to move, this is 2026. So if you need to move, you need to move, because he was on a boat and he caused chaos because he did not want to listen. So finally, he gets swallowed up by a whale, right? So what in your life is swallowing you up? Now we get to that point. What's holding you back from doing what you know you're supposed to do? Rather it's start that business. Rather it's minister to young adults. Rather it's move to another state so his glory can fill the place. Do we not know even if we just show up, his glory can fall in that place? The thing is that we're always looking to see what we can get out of it. We're not looking at the actual assignment. Sometimes we just need to show up. You could just show up in a coffee shop and guess what? His glory can fill that place because you're carrying it with you. Maybe that place need some light because this place is completely full of darkness. So then let's go down to, let's see. Let's go down to, I'm going to go to, I would say read this for yourself because this is actually really good. So he finally listened. He finally listened to the Lord. Even, let me back up a little bit. Even when he was in the belly of a whale, he cried out to him and he still heard him. So even in our darkest moments, our darkest times, the times that we are struggling, because we're like, okay, if I move to this place, what am I going to do? Or even if we get there and it looks like nothing is moving, nothing is happening. We just got to trust the process. So then when you go to, you actually go to 3, Jonah 3. Then the word of the Lord came to Jonah a second time. Go to the great city of Nineveh and proclaim to it the message I gave you. Jonah obeyed the word of the Lord and went to Nineveh. Now Nineveh was a very large city. It took 3 days to go through it. 40 more days and Nineveh will be overthrown. The Ninevites believe God. So they even fast and they started to believe him. He didn't want to do it because they were like his enemies. But God will use you to bless your enemies. So when we are going, don't worry about the way it looks. If you know that you're supposed to be moving, just move. It's already done. The plan has already been written. So it's just so many turns in this story, which is just mind-blowing. And then when you go down to 4, but to Jonah, this seemed very wrong and became angry. He prayed to the Lord, isn't this what I said, Lord, when I was still at home? So he was pissed off and he was like, so you still complaining? You went to do a good thing, but we always want something out of it. Like when you go down even more, like he was complaining about, he made a big leaf cover him because he was sitting like in the sun, the scorching hot sun. And then all of a sudden he was happy. And then a worm came and ate it up. And next, you know, he's complaining about that. And it's like, I sent you someplace. You're doing a good thing. Don't worry about what people say. Don't worry about what people are thinking. It's what I told you to do. So if you know you're moving, or if you know you need to move, or there's something that God has told you and not you and everybody else, you might want to listen. Because the same way it took the Israelites 40 days in the desert because they were complaining and nagging, complaining and nagging and wanted to do things their way when it probably could have took them 2 weeks. So I pray that this message bless someone and that 2026 will be a year of each and every one of us moving forward in the assignment that we all have been assigned to before we were even born in our mother's womb. Because Jeremiah 29:11 says, for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. You all have a great evening.